Omnibus Access. I'm Jessie Allison, your host, and I have with me the lovely Leslie Vick.
I'm back.
Yes, you are back for Senior Moments and giving us all of these great information, resources that we can use.
Yes.
And this word, as I was sharing with you, I've only heard it with like a lot of negative energy around it,
Yeah,
and that
usually.
is probate.
Yes.
So what is probate?
I know, it is scary, but you know, when we have not designated a beneficiary or anybody, a will, or have a trust with our assets.
Okay.
So that's where,
what that is.
yes, the state has to get involved, and you can hire an attorney or you can do it yourself.
Okay.
And either way, they're going to cost money, but one is going to cost more money and one's going to cost money and time.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it depends what you have.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
Okay. Bring us through option one.
Okay. Well, option one would be if you were doing it yourself,
Okay.
and you know, interviewed people on this as well. But you would actually call the state of Minnesota. There is a probate office, and you would work through them.
Okay.
And there is a order that you need to follow.
Okay.
Working through them and actually going to court.
Wow.
And what you're doing is basically saying, I will take over the estate and I will take over, you know, any of their assets and make the best of their wishes with that.
Okay. Okay. So I'm hearing, not to rewind too much, but I'm hearing get your beneficiaries
Right.
and your wills and all of that done.
Right.
So this is
Right.
this is what happens if you don't do
Right.
that.
Right.
So option one, you do it yourself. A lot of deadlines, you know, like we've talked about, a lot of dealing
Yeah.
with government.
Yeah.
And then option two, what would that
And
be?
option two would be to find an attorney
Okay.
who will work with the state and do, you know, all the legal behind the scenes
Yeah.
that you would still need to do and going
Sure.
to court. But as you know, that's, you know, going to come with a significant charge
Yeah.
because you're paying that attorney to file that paperwork and to show up in court. And as well, things have to be placed in a certain time limit.
Okay.
There's time constraints. There's ads you have to put in the paper to let people know that this person has passed away.
Oh, wow.
And you're coming forward as a representative
Okay.
of the estate. So again, you can't just, you know, buy a car. I mean, it's their assets, it's their
Yeah.
home, it's their car, it's their camper. And as well, even, you know, if they have checking accounts or IRAs, things like that, because if there's no beneficiary listed, or if they had one and that person passed away, you know, you can't just take it over.
Sure.
You can't just say, well, they told me, or they wrote it down on a piece of paper.
Right.
Again, these are legal documents, and
Okay.
this is a legal transaction.
And so you have to go through, it's just the
Yes.
way it is. You
Yep.
just have to go through
And
all
it
of those
takes
things.
time, and it is a process that you have to follow.
Okay, so if you end up in that situation,
Yeah.
it's good to know there is a probate office.
Yes.
Kudos to whoever has that job and must have the
Right,
patience of
right.
Mother Teresa.
Right.
But that's where you start, that's where you,
Right.
you go, or you get a lawyer. But even more, if you have the opportunity, get those beneficiaries in place and the wills and the trusts and all of those
And just
things.
make sure you have as much paperwork as you can on that person.
Yeah.
Because as we know, you need social security numbers, and you
Everything.
need birth dates, and you need, you know, that basic information, but you're going to be the collector of all of that. So even if you go to an attorney, he's going to need that information.
He's still going to need all of that. And
Yeah.
so we have talked about that in previous episodes too,
Yeah.
how you
Yeah.
collect all of that.
Right.
What are those important things? Was my dad a vet? What
Right.
information do I need from that?
Yeah.
And all of that, all of those
And
things.
so often, you know, we were brought up not sharing that information,
Right.
but somebody, whether it is an attorney, whether, you know, you designate a neighbor or your
Yeah.
priest, whomever, but somebody in your life needs to know some of this information, because even if you're well,
Right. things can happen.
Things happen, and you're in the hospital, and somebody needs to still manage your home or manage your paperwork and your mail and your bills and things, and we need to keep our life going while we're getting better.
And try to decrease that stress. Well, you know, we speak a lot to stress at times too, and this is a way to head that off before we even get there. So thank you, Leslie, so much for being with us today.
Absolutely.
Yes, for another Senior Moments. LeslieVickBooks.com is where you can get all of her information. We're also sponsored by GramPad, which is a wonderful company as well. You can look online there. And KTTC.com at Midwest Access as Senior Moments has all of our episodes. We will be back next Tuesday with Leslie, and we'll be back in just a few minutes with more Midwest Access.
Thank you.